Good afternoon, everyone. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Violeta, and today we are at the Franklin Institute. Weather Education Day is one of my favorite days of the year because it combines my two favorite things, weather and baseball. Now, we are going to talk about rain today, but probably not in the way that you're used to. We're going to talk a little about climate change and the bigger picture, what climate change means for the day-to-day rain events that we see right here in Philadelphia. That said, when it is raining, especially when the Phillies are playing, that can definitely complicate things, hitting, pitching, throwing, but I think the Phillies might have a little more experience with that.
Normally, if the rain is heavy, we can't play because the ball becomes slick, the ground and the bases become slick, and it really is a big concern for injury.
All right, let's get started with our experiment. What I have here is a Ready Row home kit. I actually have two from the Franklin Institute. These are actually available to rent for your home or for your classroom, but if you don't happen to have one at the moment, that's totally okay, and you can just sit back and enjoy the demonstration. The row home is a very common style house that you would see in the city of Philadelphia, and this is very representative. You can see we have a lot of concrete and asphalt, although of course in our case we're talking about plastic because it's a demonstration. But here you have your typical city street, you have your typical city street sidewalk, you have a little stoop right there, we have the sewer down here. We have a drain pipe here, and you can see the gutter up here as well. What we're going to do today is simulate a rainy day and see how the water naturally behaves in a city-like environment where we have a lot of concrete and asphalt and maybe not as many trees or plants as you would see maybe in some other neighborhoods. So we're going to take our watering can. So we're going to take our watering can. There should be about a cup of water in here. You don't need too much. And we're going to simulate a rainy day. We're going to go ahead and make it rain right here at the Franklin Institute. So what you want to do is take a quick look at where the water is naturally flowing. On a rainy day, again, you would see rain falling all along the roof here. Okay, we're almost there. This would be a heavy rain event in the city of Philadelphia, maybe an inch or two of rain. So we're talking about a good long rainy day. Now, you can see the water is naturally flowing down, and during a rainy day, this is very typical of what you would see in the city of Philadelphia. You can see the rain ponding here along the sidewalks. You can see the rain also flooding here along the street, or at least ponding along the city streets here, although most of the water did make it down into the sewer. And let's actually take a look at exactly how much water is down there. You can see with the ponding, there would be more that makes it into the sewer, but we're just going to pop this out right here so you can take a look. You can see this is pretty close to full, so if we would have gotten any more rain that day, we probably would have had a flood in the city. All right, if you have your row home kit at home, I want you to clean it off, wipe it down. We're going to start again, except in this case, I want you to use your imagination a little bit because we're going to envision a much greener Philadelphia with more trees, more grass, more plants, and things like that. And again, I need you to get creative here because here's our trees, here's our grass, and here's our plants. We're going to give this row home a little roof garden. Okay. We're going to add some grass and plants right down here along the sidewalk. And we are even going to add 2 little rain barrels to help the storm drain here. Okay. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing. Still need about a cup or so of water in your canister there. And we're going to make it rain once again. I'm going to work my magic and see how the water behaves when we simulate the same exact thing, a rainy day, however, with more grass and more green space. Okay. Now, I want you to pay attention to where the water is flowing. Okay. All done here. So, you can see the roof garden here is pretty wet. The sponges are pretty wet. The sewer here is empty, and the rain barrels here are pretty full. Starting to spill over here. So we're just now starting to get some runoff along the sidewalk. We still have absolutely nothing here along the city street, and absolutely nothing here in our storm drain, a couple of drops. So what you guys just saw was the importance of green space. When you only have concrete and when you only have asphalt, materials that can't really absorb water, that's when you get flooding very, very quickly. And of course, most cities are built that way. But in a greener version of Philadelphia, when we have more trees, when we have more green space, that helps absorb the rainfall. So the city can handle more rain before you might start to see flooding and things like that. We model the importance of something called green space. By comparing the first round to the second, we see that our sponges and cups, or the green space, allow cities to take on more rain before flooding. Green space and things like these are going to be essential moving forward as we continue to see the effects of climate change. Storms are producing heavier rain more frequently, but not only that, warm air also has the capacity to hold more water. So as our climate continues to change, our warming world is giving air masses the capacity to hold more water too. If it holds more water, it can rain more water. Due to climate change, the construction of more green space, especially in cities, is particularly important to slowing down the threat of flooding and dangerous conditions. While the green space doesn't stop the heavy rainstorms from happening, it sure helps the residents of our city live with a threat in a safer and more sustainable way. That's it for me today, guys, but don't forget, tomorrow morning you can check out Steve Sosna. He's going to be showing you guys all of the cool high-tech tools we use to forecast for the First Alert weather team. You also cannot miss Glenn Hurricane Schwartz's final quiz for the week. He's going to be seeing just how much you guys have been paying attention these last couple of days. All of those experiments are still available on our app and website. And one more thing, we would love to see you guys doing these experiments at home or in your classrooms. Have your teacher or parent upload the video of you doing the experiment to our website, NBC10.com/weathereducation, and you just might find yourself on one of our newscasts.